Jake, I guess there's some kind of people saying, oh, you know, it might have been the loss that you had to have, but Simon Goodwin certainly didn't have that view after the game, and I'm sure you share that view as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that we've kind of gone into the season and seasons gone by in terms of wanting to create a winning culture. And for us, we were really happy to just keep on winning. So I don't think it was the loss that we needed. I think that if you looked at the 9 games previously, we've had some learnings from nearly all the games that we played in. So we were happy to keep winning and learning from those games. But yeah, definitely, I think that on the weekend we were bitterly disappointed and looking forward to bouncing back this week.
And I guess Monday morning, rolling into the club and coming off a loss, what is that feeling like? Because you haven't experienced it previously.
Yeah, I think that for us, I think it's really about bouncing back because we've got a 6-day break, which is always challenging in itself physically, but also mentally to really be able to, understanding that from this day forward, we've got to move on to the Bulldogs on Friday night. But I think the boys are going to come in pretty eager to learn on what happened. I think that we spoke about it after the game, and we knew that we got into a little bit of a game that we didn't want to be in, and we went away from the way that we've been playing in terms of defensively especially. I think that we've been one of the better defensive teams in the competition for the first 9 rounds. I thought on the weekend we were just 5% off, and it can cost you.
Is it hard to maintain that defensive intensity, Jake?
I don't think so. I think that what we've done is we've been able to build that into our game in terms of it being our number 1 priority. I think that there's some teams that might think offense is their way to go and it works for them, but for us, we understand that it's all about defense and everything else sort of comes off the back of that. So for us to keep that intensity, I don't think it's that difficult. And just on the weekend, I think we were just 5% off, and as I said, it really cost us.
It's obviously 1 versus 2 this week. Do you feel you could perhaps get a psychological edge if you win this?
Oh, look, I think that I think it's going to be a built-up game in terms of, not only internally, we're looking forward to the challenge because, to be honest, I think at the minute they are the best team in it. Watching them for the past 3 or 4 weeks, they are a really quality side, and I know all the boys are really looking forward to the challenge. But I think that internally we'll do whatever we need to do to prepare, but externally it'll be built up, and we're looking forward to it.
What impresses you most about the Bulldogs?
Well, I think their midfielders are obviously first class. I think the quality of their ability to get out of traffic and get it to the outside's exceptional, and I think we're going to have our hands full down back as well. So their forwards have been in really good form. Aaron Norton, Josh Bruce, Tim English obviously hasn't played for a little bit, but I'm pretty sure he's on the verge of a return. So we're just looking forward to getting in there, learning what we can do to expose the Bulldogs and really challenging in those areas.
Are these the type of games where you can really show your premiership credentials, I guess?
Well, I think that if you look at the ladder positions, absolutely, but also understanding that it only is round 10 and there's some big games in the future to be played, and there's plenty of football still to be played. But we're looking forward to getting out there, challenging them, because as I said, I think at the minute they're probably the best team in it.
So you're getting in there early and saying you're the underdogs, is that right?
Well, I think probably based on last week's result, you'd probably think we're the underdogs anyway, considering they've beaten St Kilda by 100 points and we've just come off a loss. So, but yeah, look, I think that if you would ask anyone right now, even at our football club, they're the benchmark, and we're looking forward to taking it up to them.
You've become one of some of the interesting.
I was just going to say, do you take solace out of the margin of your loss? Like, it's just, like I said, 5%, that's all, it's just a tweak, I suppose, but you still...
I didn't really like losing by 1 point, I can tell you right now. But look, I think that considering we spoke after the game, we did have an off night in terms of the way that we wanted to play, and to be still in the game and leading the game sort of with 10 minutes to go, I think just shows probably where our group's got to. But in the end, a loss is a loss, and to be honest, not a lot of boys were happy with that.
How do you sort of go about trying to shut down their handball game, particularly around the stoppages? They've been great, haven't they?
Yeah, look, I think that's something we'll definitely look at today once we move on from the Adelaide game. It is really difficult. We played them in the Marsh series game at Etihad, at Marvel Stadium. And yeah, they were able to get us on the outside, and their handball game was really elite. And I think that our midfielders and sort of that first layer of defence up forward for us is going to really have to be on, because as you said, watching their games, that's where they can really expose teams.
You'll sort of become like one of the intercept kings of the competition. If they try and spread you away from helping teammates, how do you sort of get involved, play your role, I guess?
Oh, look, I think that, yeah, a few teams have tried to do that this year. I think that it's really about me, you know, being selfless in my role and understanding that there will be a time to do that, and there's 120 minutes in a game. I don't have to impact all the time, but yeah, I think our defenders are going to have their hands full this week with their 3 tools or 2 tools, so I'll probably be playing on one of them, so I don't think they'll try and do that to me. But yeah, look, I think that my role can be played through me getting played on. I think that yeah, that's fine, and I just have to do a team role and let someone else do it.
It's a lot made of Petrarca versus Bontempelli in a sense this week. I guess Christian would be up for the bright lights. So
yeah, I think, unfortunately for Christian right now, I think every week that he's always got someone that he's got to, it was in the Richmond game, it was Dusty v Track, and obviously this week's going to be Bont v Track. But I think that Track's, he's grown up a lot in the last couple of years, and for him this week, I know that he'll just be purely focusing on what he can do to help out our midfield group, and if they end up going head to head, they do. I'm sure Track will be able to hold his own.
What about sort of Oliver's emergence? What his stats from the weekend? That was extraordinary, weren't they?
Emergence? He's been doing that for 3 years, Clary. Yeah, look, yeah, absolutely. I think that was one of his big focuses this pre-season, and I think he's been able to do that through the first 9 games anyway. It probably was highlighted this week because there was probably a few players down on form, and he really stood up, which is great for his confidence, especially being I think he's 23 years old. You think he's been around for so long, but he's still such a young player, learning about his body, learning about football, learning about what he can do with his speed out of contests and being able to kick the ball. So for him to take that confidence out of that game, I think it's going to be really important. But speaking to him after the game, he was just shattered that we lost. For a guy that played so well, it just shows you, I think where this group has got to, that he didn't really care. He was just shattered that we lost.